Welcome to Word Contemplation for this new week. The year is already moving, and remember, it's a year of having intimate relationship with God. So I want to welcome you to a new week. Let's go straight into the contemplation for this week. I'll take my reading from the book of Acts, chapter 20. Acts, chapter 20, from verse 7 to verse 9. Acts 27 to 9. And upon the first day of the week, when the disciples came together to break bread, Paul preached unto them, ready to depart the next day, and continued his speech until midnight. And there were many lights in the upper chamber where they were gathered together. Verse 9. And there sat in a window a certain man called Eutychus, and being fallen into deep sleep. And as Paul was long preaching, he sank down and he slept. And because of the sleep, he fell from the third loft and was taken up dead. It's a pathetic story, and it's also funny at the same time because this guy could have waited at home. He was tired. He could have waited at home and sleep, but decided to go to this meeting, and the outcome was not too good. So let's drill down on this a little bit as we think about it in the course of the week. See, let's start with Paul. Paul was teaching these guys, and he was taking forever. And so many teachers are like that. You're allotted 2 hours to teach, but you're taking 3 hours. I mean, the best thing for Eutychus to have done is to pack his things and go. But he decided to stay, and I'll tell you the reason why in a second. Um, so he sat by the window. Let's look at that. A young man, verse 9 of Acts 20, sat in a window. And you see, a window is a figure, in this case now, a figure of speech, not as described in the Bible. I mean, we're pondering on this right now. So we could say a window is a figure of speech that indicates a place that you could be in life when you are indecisive, when you are, because the window, and on one side you are in the house, on the other side you are outside the house. So when you sit in the window, you are neither here nor there. You're neither a Jew or a Gentile. You are neither in or out. You're in between. You're indecisive. Your actions, your relationship, and so on and so forth. You see, so that place, that window, that space is not a place to sleep, but that place can impose sleep. I mean, it can make you sleep. What is sleep? So a sleep is also when you sleep. I'm not talking about SLIP now. I'm talking about SLEEP. So you could sleep, and because of the place that you are in life, because of that position of indecision, it can force a sleep mood on you. So Eutychus here, he was at the window. He was, one part of him was enjoying or was hearing the heated sermon that was going on in the house. Another side of him was enjoying the nice evening wind that was brushing against his body at the same time. And so that state overpowered him, forced him to go into sleep. What is sleep? Sleep is when you're no longer paying attention to the things that matter. What is sleep? Sleep is when you have lost connection with people, when you are lost network with people. What is sleep? Sleep is when you think you are right all the time, when you think your opinion is always correct. Sleep is when you're not paying attention to the things that matters most in life. And when you are by the window, when you are in a place that is in the window, you could fall into this state. So here's the thing. For example, a man wants to keep home, wants to be married, for example, and at the same time wants to have a girlfriend, wants to drink, and wants to smoke, wants to have a vibrant social life, and at the same time wants to keep home, wants to be a father of children. That's a state of chaos. I mean, that position can can make you lose touch with what matters most, can make you not to pay attention to the things that matters most in life. And that's where many people who sleep are. You can give several examples. I mean, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to own businesses, and at the same time, you want to do 9 to 5. you know, Contrary to what people are teaching, you can't serve two masters, right? Your attention will be devoted to one. And your and the other will suffer. I mean, it's a basic principle. They teach all kind of things in management school these days, that it's possible to um, be in your office space and run uh, your own job. You might argue with me, but the thing is that you see the quality that you derive from putting your attention in one uh, will not be the same when you have divided attention. It's basic. I mean, it's a fact of life. So here, I'm not saying people don't do it. People do it, and you get away with it. So the truth of the matter here is those kind of in and out gray area relationship can make you sleep. When you sit by the window of life, when you sit by in that, you find yourself in that place where you are sleeping, where you are you've lost touch with reality. Those are symptoms of sleep. You've lost touch with reality. You've lost touch with people that matter most in your life. You're not paying attention to the things that are important. Then you are in a sleep. The ultimate uh, to this is death. See, it starts with indecision. It starts with Eutychus sitting by the window. Then it graduated into sleep. Then sleep led to death. And I mean, literally dead. I mean, the indecision can also lead you to a place of physical death. And I'm not talking about that here now. I'm talking about another kind of death, a death where you are now completely, your psyche is isolated from life. I mean, you are a walking dead. I mean, you exist, and at the same time you don't. There are a lot of people like that, where they just live in another day, because some of these choices have compounded over the years, where they are just uh, living a life that is not real anymore because of the choices of sitting in the window. I mean, this is important, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very important for us to think about this, because, see, as we bring this to a close this week, it's important for you to know, and I need to know, that we need to make up our mind. You want to go back to school, make up your mind, go back to school. Don't try to be here and be there at the same time, right? Um, your wife or husband, you can't keep close relationship with men if you're a woman married, um, and say, well, there's nothing, men who demand, we are demanding, right? Men who demand. But your first assignment as a woman is your family, right? Face that, and let that be a priority. I'm not saying don't have friends, but let that be a priority. You're a man and you want to keep home. At the same time, you want to take alcohol, smoke, and be vibrant, go to nightclubs. No, a decent man would be with his family every night, spend time with your wife and your children, and so on and so forth. Don't stay or live your life in the window, because when you do that, ultimately you will sleep. You will sleep, and then you will sleep. You see, the sleep was what led to the sleep, um, where Eutychus fell from the third loft down and died. But the good thing with Eutychus' story was there's a man of God in the house who brought him back to life. That may not be your own case. So I wanted to ponder, you and I, to ponder about this as we go into this new week. Let's not live in the window. Let our yes be yes, no be no. Stand firm, and by the grace of God, live our life. Amen. Till we meet again next week, Monday. Keep learning, keep leveraging, and keep leading. Bye.